Once upon a time, there was a king who prided himself on recognizing talent. He believed that everyone possessed a gift, something that made them extraordinary. One day, he heard about a blind painter who was said to create art so beautiful that it moved people to tears. Intrigued, the king sent for him. When the painter arrived at the palace, the king greeted him warmly. The man was middle-aged, with a calm demeanor and eyes that stared blankly ahead. The king was curious. "How can you paint without sight? How do you know your work is beautiful?" The painter smiled gently and said, "Your Majesty, my eyes may not see, but my heart feels. I do not paint what I see. I paint what I sense and imagine. Every stroke of my brush carries the essence of life I've experienced through sound, touch, and emotion." The king, skeptical, decided to test the painter. He handed him a blank canvas and said, "Paint something for me, something that reflects your world, one I cannot see." The painter bowed, accepting the challenge. Days passed, and the palace buzzed with curiosity. Finally, the day of unveiling arrived. The court gathered, eager to witness the blind man's creation. The painter stood before the covered canvas, his hands trembling slightly. With a deep breath, he pulled away the cloth. The room fell silent. Before them was a masterpiece, a glowing sunrise over a serene village, children playing, rivers flowing, and trees swaying in the wind. The colors were vibrant, the details impeccable. It felt as though the scene itself was alive. The king, stunned, asked, "How could you possibly create this? You've never seen the sun rise, or rivers flow, or trees dance in the breeze." The painter replied, his voice quivering with emotion, "Your Majesty, I painted not with my eyes but with my soul. The warmth of the sun on my face told me its beauty. The laughter of children taught me joy. The rustling of leaves whispered stories of life. I may live in darkness, but my heart has never stopped seeing the light." The king was deeply moved. Tears filled his eyes as he said, "You've taught me a lesson no sighted person ever could, that true vision lies not in the eyes but in the spirit. Your gift is not merely your art, but the way you remind us to find beauty in the unseen." The blind painter smiled, and the court erupted into applause. From that day on, the king ensured the painter's work was cherished, not only for its beauty but for the profound lesson it carried. The story of the blind painter became a symbol of resilience and the boundless power of the human spirit, touching hearts far beyond the kingdom's borders.